Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I am so glad and so honored to be here yet again with you all for another weekly episode, another weekly offering, another healing moment, another journey. I am so glad to be experiencing this growth with you all. So, once again, I am TheeMemoryAstrologer. And if you are new to my channel, please like, share and subscribe. Like this video. Share it with the people that make you feel good, make you feel vulnerable and seen, make you feel nourished. Share it with those people. Subscribe. Become a forever person. Turn your ringer on, turn your little bell on so you can hear the message when it drops, okay? All right, everyone. Remember, we have a little extra goodies and a little extra astrological insight over on our playful platform of Patreon. Come on over to Patreon and become a patron for The Memory Astrologer. So, before we get ready for this weekly message, the weekly message is actually for March 14th, 2022 through March 20th, 2022. But before we get started with this message, with this beautiful healing, transitioning, and emerging message, let's please do our 3 deep cleansing breaths. In through our nose, out through our mouth, to be aware and to be open to this message. And if you really like this message and you want to send me a little love offering, send me a tip in Cash App. The details are in the description box below. All right. So let's see. Last week we did playing card and a self-care. And I really enjoyed how that self-care assisted me. Like, it was just like an extra sister. And this week, I really need us to be mindful of the intensity of our emotions. And how the intensity of our emotion allows us to know a bunch of things. Allows us to know the intensity of the environment. Allows us to know how comfortable we are in the conversations, what's really going on, and allows us to know what we need to work on. So this is a week of evaluations, of deciphering. And maybe a lot of this stuff started in the fall time. So probably not the fall, like, last fall. Maybe years ago. Could be the fall time, so it could be early in your life. And now you're sitting back and reviewing and deciphering and tinkering with who you are, your worthiness, how far you came, checking off your checklist, baby. Whew. All right, what is the message? Oh, okay, cool. Ace of Hearts. Ace of Hearts. Okay, so I love the Ace of Hearts. Okay, cool. 2 cards fell out. I love a good stepping stone. So before we start this message, I just want to say that this is our 16th message. This is our 16th weekly episode. This is our 16th weekly The Interconnected-ness, a weekly series. And this is serious. So we need to see that this week, this message is going to give us truth, justice, clarification, but also is going to allow us to really dive into our own integrated version of ourselves. What does that look like? How do we expose and share and balance that out in the world? But also letting you know, sweetheart, this week, it's a double-edged sword. So truth shines light, but also truth hurts a little bit. And we need to understand that that little bit of hurt, it's allowing us to grow. It's allowing us to know what we need to work on. So this week, be active listeners. Be slow to react. Because as I was doing these cards, I was feeling like really like tense, like really excited. Like, yes, I have this energy. But how can I use this creativity? How can I harness this energy to use it for what I need to get done purposely? How can I purposely use this energy that I now have? It could be mental. It could be physical. But how are we going to harness this strength? Because if we know that there is this tension, this activity, might be a little aggression, how are we going to now use our emotions to our benefit? How is it going to benefit us? So the weekly message is Ace of Hearts. And this week I see the beginning to deepen self, to start relationships. Maybe a relationship is fresh. Maybe someone recently started flirting with us. Or maybe you found this new inner light within you. And here, we need to understand that when things are fresh, when things are new, when things are starting, we need to be mindful of how we're moving. We need to take the slow steps. This is just the one. Just the one. But the one is allowing you to dive deeper into what that looks like, being independent. Maybe this time, maybe our previous relationships were built on codependency, maybe built on trauma, maybe built on emotional unavailability. And here, this is a moment where we need to actualize and to pour into our own cup. To actualize and to start slow and steady. Use the youthfulness, use this initiative in our heart space to allow us to grow the deep thing. Because today might be a 1, but next week might be a 9. So look how far you've came, and you are at the transition, the evaluation, the almost culmination. But right now we need to be in the moment. How can we be more present with our emotions? This week, let's really work on our heart chakra. How can we tap more into the balance of love, the beauty of self-love? How can we pour love into ourselves this week? How can we pour love into new relationships, friendships that are blossoming? Allow the people to really showcase who they are, their personality. But also let's get to the inner personality of us, and let's deepen and define that. Here, the next card is a 3 of heart, and it is a sidestep. So here I see that this is a combination of journeying to self, but maybe here we might be a little questioning on why this is happening, or be a little standstill on the energy that is around us. Maybe the communication that is around us. And the question is, how can we be more open to the communication that is around us in our environment, but that is around us in our body? In our body. 3, we literally see a straight line. So allowing all parts of our body to be connected, to be intertwined, to be working in flow. But what does that look like on a macro level? How can our systems, such as our relationships, our friends, our groups, celebration, be more harmonious to the growth and the evolution of each individual? That's you. That's the people that you choose. Those are your siblings. Those are your cousins. That's your inner community. And here we might be really reflecting on our first level of independence and how that made us feel. Our first level of autonomy. Our first level of understanding that we are in a world with other people. are in the world with other people. Back of the deck, Two of Hearts. I love this. I really love this. I really love this. I really love this message because it just talks about the culmination and the balancing act between ourselves, our thoughts, our communication, and our emotions. And here we don't need to see it as a situation of failure. See it as a situation of hesitancy. Here we need to openly journey to who we are, to what's really going on as a clarifying factor to ourselves, but also to our brain. To our brain. How can one do that? One does that by reflecting, by deciphering. The card that was that was underneath Ace of Hearts and Three of Hearts sidestep was the Jack of Jack of Clubs. Here, remember last week we're talking about all the progressiveness, all the passion, all the desires, all this movement, all this energy, all this mentalness. How are we going to use our hearts, our passions, and our ability to connect to others, to connect with ourselves in a way that is going to benefit the longevity of evolution. Evolution not just for ourselves, but evolution for our community, for our lineage, for the societies that we are a part of. So I really enjoyed how last week the self-care cards really assisted us. So I'm going to be incorporating them within this reading. So give me one second. Okie dokie. So we need a self-care card to assist us this week. Thank you so much for allowing us to tap into our heart space, to tap into our mental, to tap into our worthiness, and to tap into the inner magic that is within us. Let's see. I like this. So are there any energy? Let's see. I see Aquarius. I see Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. I see Cancer. I see Libra. Meditate. Interesting. Okay. So this week, we need to meditate. We need to see the balance within meditation and how it allows us to breathe life back into us, our own selves, but how it allows us to give peace of mind, to allow our mind and our body to be calm, but it also allows us to be open and aware to the situations what's going on around us. So here, there is a woman who is sitting on a flower. So here, we understand that through meditation, it purifies. It allows one to be more softer, more receptive, and more open to what is going on in the environment, what's going on in the world. The flower is connected to the grass, so we know that there's harmony and there's balance between one's emotions, one's feelings, and what's going around and what to connect into. So here we might be needing to connect the dots on where these feelings came from. Where did this feeling come from? Where was the first time that you experienced a situation like this, and how did it make you feel? Here we understand that blue through deepening. So I'm seeing 12th house dies. I'm seeing, if you all ever want an astrology reading, now would be a good time to think about who can assist you to unlocking the inner gifts, the inner diamonds that is within you. But here we see that through slowing down, through sitting down, through reflecting, it allows her mind and her body and the energy points that are connected around her to be in flow. We literally see the tip of the flower meets the bottom of the hand and meets the diamond in the middle, then meets the third eye, and it continually expands and blossoms. So here we know that there is room for growth. But the question is, where are we trying to go to? Where are we trying to go to? Yep, called it. Fire signs, come to the front, please. Let's work on your strength and your confidence. Strength and confidence. You all need to go to Patreon and watch the monthly horoscope video for the all 12 signs. It's going to be an assister on how one can strengthen their strength, their inner courage, with their inner power. Connect with fire. When we connect with fire, we allow ourselves to be regenerated. Fire burns, but sometimes fire is meant to happen. Fire allows destructions to allow new things to emerge, new things to be born. So here, where are we not being open to allow the passions, our desires to come forth? And why aren't we? Who told us that our passions aren't perfect, our passions aren't cute, our passions aren't important? Who told us that they weren't? But how can you tap more into your own passion? How? Through meditation. We see that this card is 12, and this is Connect with Fire. And we know that the fire here that we are talking about is our emotions, the 3. So I'm going to connect this, and we're going to know that at this standstill, through this contemplation, it allows us to grow our worthiness. It allows us to grow our passion, but allows us to redefine them. Redefine them. Have a wonderful week, everyone.